Good afternoon. It is now my distinct honor to introduce to you the top airman in the United States of America, Air Force Chief of Staff, General David Goldfein. Sir.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, Lieutenant Colonel Cole and family, Mrs. Thatcher and family, good afternoon, and thank you for being here on this very special occasion as we honor the memory of our Doolittle Tokyo Raiders. This morning, I had the honor of witnessing the final toast by Colonel Cole to his fallen wingman, Staff Sergeant David Thatcher, as he turned over the goblet for the last time. And there are moments in a career when the whole idea of service and the long blue line just washes over you. And for me, today is one of those unforgettable moments. Throughout our American history, extraordinary men and women have faced and overcame great odds to break barriers and strengthen our way of life during periods of darkness and despair. To be sure, these undertakings were rarely easy. In fact, their difficulty is what made them so great, endearing them to Americans and inscribing them in our history books. Two events that come to mind took place with similar outcomes, yet they were over 160 years apart. Both are the result of audacious acts of courage. Yet we are here today as Americans because in each case, a small group of young men chose to stand and fight for freedom. The first act took place on July 4th, 1776, when 56 daring patriots agreed to a mission they knew to be perilous. In complete disregard for their personal safety, they used the stroke of a pen to author our Declaration of Independence as they pledged their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor. And with that, we stared down the power of imperial rule and stood up as Americans. The war for independence tested the will of a new America and gave hope to a life of freedom. So fast forward 166 years to this day in 1942, when our nation faced yet another oppressor. 75 years ago today, a different group of audacious patriots, similarly subscribed in beliefs and moral conviction, volunteered for a mission they also knew would be perilous. Led by the incomparable Lieutenant Colonel Jimmy Doolittle and his co-pilot, Lieutenant Colonel Dick Cole, they were our Doolittle Tokyo Raiders. And like our founding fathers, this all-volunteer force acted as the voice of all Americans. These patriots dared to challenge the assertions of an aggressor set upon threatening our American way of life. As members of the Doolittle Tokyo Raiders, these brave souls volunteered for an assignment that would become a one-way mission, and if successful, would provide the initial push in a cascade of events that might just turn the tide of the war. They provided an uncertain America with hope that yes, the war could be won. Integrity, service, excellence. The power of a few men ensured that imperial aggression did not go unchecked. And they set in motion a course of events shaping the outcome of World War II and our America's future. On that day, they also cemented the very notion of joint air power with the clear statement that America's Air Force can hold any target at risk, anywhere, anytime. While yesterday it was the B-25, today it is the B-1 and the B-2, and tomorrow the B-21 Raider appropriately named after these men we honor today. So it is incumbent upon all of us to remember their sacrifice and courage in the face of unimaginable odds. We're here today to remember the power of a few. We're here to celebrate their lives and preserve their legacies. We're here to give thanks to these airmen and their insistence that the American way of life was then and is still today worth preserving and, if need be, dying for. Ladies and gentlemen, the actions of 80 daring young airmen, the Doolittle Tokyo Raiders, remind us that we are the home of the free because of the brave. As your 21st Chief of Staff of the United States Air Force, Colonel Cole, thank you for reminding us what it truly means to be an American airman. May God bless our great nation and those like you, sir, who choose to defend her. Thank you very much.